5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi guys, we're back. It's been a long time since I've done an update on Draco. He kind of got started on him and he kind of got pushed aside, but that was the plan all along, and it was going to be a long-term project. So I got some stuff done, and then he went back into the box while I was doing other things, and we've got a lull in my building here for a week or so, so I thought I would get back on him. Being a vinyl kit, the fit is far from perfect, even by heating up the parts, stretching and closing and stuff. There's a lot of huge gaps, and when I started getting into it, I knew I was going to need a lot of epoxy sculpt, and when I went and looked to buy the Ames, it was like $40 for 2 pounds, 1 pound of A and 1 pound of B. That was like a little out of my budget, so I bought little ones, which was no less cost effective, but what I could afford at the time. Even that was $10 for a little bitty jar of it. And Kenny May the other day, he was asking me about Draco, and I explained to him that yeah, I was having trouble with getting the epoxy sculpt because it was too expensive, and he turned me on to another brand that they had on Amazon, which was like $25 for 2 pounds, which is great. It's half the price of what the Ames is. So we got that in the other day, and I drug Draco back out, and we started working on him a little bit. So 1 second, and I'll readjust the camera and everything, and we'll look at what we got going. So we have gotten all our parts cleaned up. Here's the base. There was a big trademark back here, which we got that filled in and kind of got it shaped to mimic the rocks. It's a backside, so you're not going to see a lot. I still haven't got my plaster. I just need to think about it when I'm at the hobby shop or at the hardware store to grab a little bit of patching plaster to get mixed up and dump in there. So that's our base, but we have it trimmed down. It's the drill knife. And we will put, once we get that done, we'll put some felt on the bottom of it. Start cameraing in a little bit more. So we've got the torso basically built. We still have to do the filling on the joints, and then and the ones that aren't attached yet are ones that are really bad, that need a lot of attention. I mean, you can see all the space in there that we're going to have to do. But now that I have the epoxy sculpt, we'll be able to get into that and do that. And the same thing to one. That's right in here. His back is kind of the same deal. It really doesn't even fit, even with stretching. I mean, the contours just don't even fit at all. I mean, we're going to make it work. Same thing, we're just going to pack it full of the epoxy clay and let it cure out. So that's that one. The one easy piece is the tail. Everything is cool there. So that tail fits in. We'll have to obviously do some I think it's the same thing to pilling at the joint there for the tail, but it's not bad. I started on getting the wings put together. They didn't fit well at all. They were a horrible fit, and when you cut the flash off, it just left a huge hole between the two parts. So we've got those. I've already gotten those filled with the clay. So it's going to take a couple days for that stuff to dry. It's getting there, but it's still sticky. This wing wasn't as bad. It didn't take near as much to get it done. And then these fit into this wing joint is probably as good as to be expected. I mean, so it's not great, but it's not horrible. Actually, the one with the big hole in this wing actually fits better. I mean, it's not going to be much at all to fill that. So we'll do the same thing. We'll make the clay worms and stick them in there, and the one joint that does have me a bit worried. So also the head, we've got that started filling on it, and it's a great sculpt of his head. I mean, it really is. I really like it. It's the fact that we're going to have to paint, basically get all his inside of his mouth painted, and then figure out how to. Hopefully, I can cram some enough blue tack or something in there, and then mask off, because it's going to have to be painted before I can put the top of his head on. And then get that all molded in. And this is, we'll still have to go back and clean this up and get the scale texture back into it, which that I'm not too worried about. But making sure that, because that's the face and the head is going to be the focal point of the whole thing. If I don't get that right, with the rest of it doesn't matter. So there's that. So the one part that is finished is Sir Bowden. We've got him all done, and he's a white metal casting. We got him painted and all taken care of. He stands on front of the he stands on the front of the base, but with Draco behind. Draco stands up here. I'm not going to need a camera to be able to do this probably. And Draco will stand behind him. So it's a big figure when it's done. It's going to be about a foot tall and a little more than a foot wide by the time the tail and everything is on there. So that's what we're at. I mean, hopefully the next update won't take 6 months, but it shouldn't, because we're working on him for at least the next week or so to get all the seams done. So with that, I want to say, if you'd like a shop card, hopefully I put the email in the description. If not, it's on my channel page. And with that, I want to say good morning, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in the world when you watch my video. And have a good day. Bye.